Hello, Leo. Welcome to your summary of 2025. My name is Nigel, and you have found alchemy. Let's get started right away. So, what we're going to do, by the way, is split this up into two sections. Part one will be an overview of your whole year via Oracle, and do have a couple of tarot here. And part two will be a month by month breakdown. Mainly with tarot, we have some runes as well, a couple of oracles, stuff like that. But this is your overarching energy. And we don't take anything in reverse here on the table in part one and part two. We do take reversals. So, with all that said, let's get started. Coming into the year here, Leo, you have the Harlequin. And as you're moving into the year, it says true feelings are masked. It may not be as ominous as that sounds. For some of you, it may be, for sure. With the Harlequin here, what are you holding back? There may be something. It could be a view, it could be an opinion, it could be a gut feeling, it could be anything like that. You could be holding something back, and there's like this feeling of holding something in. And for some of you, this is a very big, huge, important thing, and for others of you, it may seem very small. But for it to be on the table, ultimately, it's not small. Okay. So as you're exiting the year here, you have the dragon, which is great. I mean, it's great going from that to that because that means whatever happened in between, you've learned something and you've leveled up here because you have the dragon, strength and wisdom. So you move in with holding something back. And you move out with all the strength and wisdom. I really like all that for you. Whatever it is you've gained is very positive. In the center of your year, as far as your stone goes, you have green adventurine. And it says, it is easy for me to maintain overall well-being with conscious habits of health. And I've been telling people with their stone to get one. I mean, it's not an expensive stone. I don't sell it, so I'm not trying to sell you anything here. But you can get a very small piece, very inexpensive. As long as you, like I tell you every time, like I tell everyone every time, no Temu, no Amazon, no eBay. Go to your local gem shop. Something that small will be very, very, very inexpensive, but at least you'll know it's real, okay? So definitely, if it's not real, it's not going to help you at all. For the adventurine to come up, your health here is on the table. So I don't want you to completely freak out. This isn't like a terrible prediction or anything. It is just spirit trying to tell you to watch out for your health. Your health could be your mental health, your physical health. It could be your financial health. I mean, we don't know yet. Let's look at the rest of the cards. But your health is on the table. The adventurine will help you kind of glide through the year and put your best health habits forward. Now, we have here leucosis, which is lightning. And this is number 18 in the deck. You've pulled this before, I'm pretty sure. Perfectionism, facade, hesitation, right? Facade. Interesting. Who are you? Is there someone or something in your life here, Leo, that you have to put on a facade for, that you have to put on a face for, that you have to put on an act for? I don't know too many Leos that do that, but everyone does that at some point in their life with someone because some people, we just don't give us a choice. So there may be someone like that in your life, and that person may inadvertently, without trying, affect your health. I mean, that's what happens. I mean, that's just one thing. I just wanted to get that out there because that's what I thought about. But you do have lightning here, and it's purification yet incomplete. You have received this card in other readings. I remember. And this is a reminder to get your hands dirty this year. Step up to the challenge. You have a blank canvas in front of you. Step up to the challenge of that blank canvas. That this is your year to begin the work that some of you may have thought was done, or that some of you may think isn't necessary. Get your hands dirty. And here's health again. Telling you. Now, this is not a prediction that you're going to be sick, so please don't freak out, all right? I know most Leos aren't like that, right? Most Leos don't go in the comment section and say, this is negative. No, I know most of you take it with a level head, okay? But this Listen, I personally, when I get readings, when I have readings, when I listen to readings, I love receiving warnings because it tells me what to avoid. If every reading was amazing, it would be absolutely worthless. I'm just letting you know, okay? So, in any case, you have health here. You also have health here. It says health issues could arise. This could be you holding things in and creating a health issue. This could be something like anxiety, right? Sleepless nights doesn't have to be a major health issue. It could be anything like that. But your health is on the table twice, and I am not used to seeing that in a Leo reading. So take it for what it's worth here, Leo, and we'll go through everything month by month to see what's going on. But definitely for it to come. Oh wow, look, you have the calm here too. What is that? That's a pill, right? And no, I'm not suggesting you start taking pills, but what I am suggesting is the pill is here for a reason. It's another health card. That's 3. So that pill might be a painkiller. It might be an antidepressant. It might be an anti-anxiety medication. And no, this is not here to say run out and start taking medication if you're not. Of course, if you need medication and your doctor says that you need medication, take it. Maybe get through the rough patch with it. But for the most part, this is telling you to remain calm, right? And this is telling you to expect something this year as a result, perhaps, of your feelings being suppressed. Your feelings are being suppressed in one form or another, even if it is just with one person. It could be more than one person. It could be everyone for some of you, right? It could be everyone for some of you. It could be one person of importance for some of you. But there is a repression going on that may be causing something here along the lines of health problem. Talk about health problems. I have like so many allergies today. It's just crazy. So now here we have the 4 of Wands, and this is actually really, really nice energy to overarch a year. This is Venus in Aries. As we said, we do not take any of the cards in reverse, not even the tarot in part 1. But this is a beautiful card, right? This is a card of commitment. It's on the table. Happiness, potential for a happy ending, stability, comfort is available to you. This is definitely one way that your year can turn out. Nothing's set in stone. Every one of us has work to do, right? We don't just get handed things. So right next to it, you have the King of Cups. The King of Cups, this is Sun in Pisces or Sun in Scorpio. Could be either, right? With this card, as I've said in many readings, the King of Cups is a well-balanced king. His head and his heart are in unison, and his head and his heart are co-creating his world. The king is creating his world. So what does this tell you? This card is the answer to the health problems we may come across. He's the solution. Mimicking him, being him, I know you're a fire sign, it doesn't matter. Mimicking him this year is going to be in your best interest. It just is, okay? Let's move on to White Buffalo Calf Woman. This is what you've chosen to overarch 2025. The White Buffalo Woman appeared to the Lakota people as a prophetess, right? She was sent when the people had forgotten how to communicate with the Creator. You're being asked to have faith, even if some of you are bruised by past disappointments. You're not being asked to have blind trust that everything will always turn out okay. You're being asked to trust the process. Each moment holds wisdom. And her promise is to restore balance. And it looks like balance is something that you're going to need. Balance has come out in a lot of your readings in the past. Balance. The importance of it. The importance of balance, right? Now, you have the Ascension card. And, the Ascension card is rising to a higher level, right? Rising to a higher level of importance, of rank. Seeing things, maybe, with a bird's eye view, with that ascendant, with that ascension, seeing things with a bird's eye view, and therefore coming up with solutions. When you're less close to the problem and you have a bird's eye view, it becomes easier, right? It definitely becomes easier. You have this card here, And this is Pollock Mana, Medicine of the Butterfly Kachina. I don't know if it was you that pulled this card or Aquarius, but I believe it was one of you. Now, this is a transitory card, right? It's an ending of one thing, so another thing can begin. It could be that one or two of you are experiencing anxiety, and this card goes with the health cards. And your head, and you need to become the King of Cups. You just do. It's screaming this. It's screaming this in your reading. Balance of your heart and mind. Facing your fears, stepping up to the blank canvas and creating, co-creating. Because this transition is now upon you. You are a co-creator, not a bystander or an observer. So you have to have an instrumental role in this. And I believe you're going to step up to the plate this year, for sure. Let's look at some of this here. You have the first quarter moon. It says momentum, initiative, magnetism. First quarter moon, this is when the moon has completed a quarter of its orbit around the earth. You are moving towards something and building momentum. This time is meant to be a time to identify obstacles to your goals and how to overcome them. Remember that bird's eye view. Let's identify what's standing in our way. It's a time to reassess and make adjustments. You have Taurus in the second house now, your finances, value, and possessions. This may be on the table for you this year. You may be putting a lot of emphasis on your goals, your finances, your possessions, things like that. Nothing wrong with that, right? Here you have Chiron. It says core wounds, vulnerability, potential through pain. Chiron is not something I'm used to seeing in a Leo reading. Chiron entered Aries in 2019 and is going to remain there until at least 2026. Could be 2027, but at least until 2026. I'll pin a link in the comments on how this may affect you. I'm pretty sure something like this came out in your last reading. I'm pretty sure I pinned this. If it wasn't you, I really think it was you. Maybe it wasn't, but it was something, it was within those readings that I did. I'm pretty sure it was November. But anyway, I will pin this in the comments. You need your rising sign. It's not totally necessary, but it helps. And because everyone's rising sign is different, I'm just going to pin the link. The link is not, I am not affiliated with this person, but I like the explanation and the breakdown and the simplicity. Okay. So you just look up your rising sign and your sun sign and read what it has to say about this, because the whole year of 2025 is going to be enveloped, and Chiron did come out in your reading. Interesting. You have health. Your health is going to be affected by your choices. Your health is going to be affected by what you hold in and what you don't hold in. You're going to be learning a lot this year. You're going to be reevaluating your goals. You're going to be removing obstacles so you could just get it over with, do what you need to do so you could forge on. You're building momentum. You're building momentum towards something. The only warning I'm going to tell you, it's not really a warning. The only advice I'll give you here is to take this Ascension card very seriously. Rise to the occasion. Look down upon yourself and your goals and where you're at, and see what needs to change. Because we haven't laid out your tarot cards yet. We don't know exactly what's going to happen, but it looks very positive as long as you do those things. Okay. I will see you during part 2. I think part 2 is going to be interesting, Leo. I'll see you on the other side. Hello, Leo. Welcome to part 2 of your reading. This is the tarot portion. This is the portion where we're going to go through month by month and figure out what the heck is going on. We noticed that during your oracle portion, we had a little bit of stress, might have led to some health issues. Health issues could be just anxiety. Not that it's a just. Anxiety can be serious, right? Anxiety sets off all kinds of other problems in our bodies, but in other words, it doesn't have to be a life-changing diagnosis type health issue. It could be something. As a matter of fact, I'm thinking for 99% of you, it is something that you can change and get a handle on, right? So here you have in January, you have the sun overarching your month here with this ruin, and the sun is obviously Leo energy, right? So there you are shining brightly, and you have an offer of some kind coming in. It's Venus energy, and we know Venus is the planet of love, but it is also the planet of money and goals and things like that, earthly things. So you have some sort of an offer coming in, and this offer could easily just be a decision. You have a decision to make, right? Leo has a decision to make. So let's look at the card. You have here, Leo, the Hierophant. Hierophant is Taurus energy. You don't get any more earthy than that. My feeling here, well, it could be both. I was going to say my feeling here is that it has something to do with your goals, but it could be a mix of both for some of you, right? Your love life could be, sticking a foot over that line in the sand. But let's look at this, right? So you have the Hierophant coming in sideways, and when a card comes in sideways in my readings anyway, it is a decision card. And so we look at both sides of the Hierophant, right? Upright, the Hierophant is conformity. It's knowledge, it's tradition. It's sort of safety within that tradition. It's education, it's commitment. Reversed, it's non-conformity, new methods, breaking taboos, taking risks, not really making the commitment, or at least the old-fashioned commitment. Looks like you have a decision along those lines to make. For some of you, this may have an impact on your love life. But here I see Leo bright and strong in this ruin. And along with it being Leo, the vitality, the confidence, all that stuff, that particular ruin equates to making a good decision. So there we have that word decision again in January. You might be pushed into making a decision. You might be pressured into making a decision. Maybe that stress and that pressure is making you feel anxious. Maybe it's making you lose sleep. Who knows? It could be like that. There may be someone trying to one of you trying to decide between someone's vision of what they want your life to look like and yours. And that might be causing you stress too. This may have something to do with your love life. It might not, because like I said, Venus does encompass both. So there you have your January, but I would say the key word for January is definitely decision. You have a decision to make, and the decision doesn't look easy, Leo. So you have here unity I forgot to turn this card over. You have unity here in February, right? Transcendence, along with the flight card. I mean, it's not a card, it's a ruin. Flight ruin. So you pulled 2 cards for this month. Sun. Okay. And both of these cards are coming in sideways. You have the Sun, which is Leo, right? And you have the 9 of Pentacles. And the 9 of Pentacles is Venus in Virgo. Now let's take them one at a time. With the 9, these are more decisions. No wonder you're a little anxious. No wonder you're a little stressed out, okay? The best thing for your mental health this year would be meditation, getting out in nature as much as possible, being alone with your thoughts as much as possible, working out if that's your thing. Doing stuff to alleviate the stress, because you might be under stress and it might be stress from decision making. So like I said, you have the 9 of Pentacles here, and the 9 of Pentacles is about Venus and Virgo energy, prosperity, stability, freedom. Coming in sideways, you have to make a decision about all that, about your stability, about your freedom, about your prosperity, because the other way, it's a little bit, you feel a little stuck. You don't feel that freedom anymore. And it goes with the Hierophant, right? If you go tradition, you're not going to have the freedom that you would have going non-tradition, but you'll have the stability. Very difficult decisions. Very difficult decisions. And you have Leo, right? You have Sun in Leo. Well, it's not even Sun in Leo. It's Leo, period. And with Leo, You have on one side happiness, success, vitality, joy, confidence, the sun, illumination. On the other side, you have blocked happiness, pessimism, stagnancy, trying to weigh things, trying to decide what the heck's going on, trying to make these decisions, sideways cards, trying to make your heart and your mind come together. What did we say? We talked about that, right? The King of Cups in your oracle section, that balance, that would be the key to your health this year. Finding the balance, the unity, transcending all this stress. Now you have this flight rune, and the flight rune here for February is movement. It's cause and effect. It's what you do will dictate what you get. So it looks like you have heavy decisions to make for your future. It looks like other people are involved in these decisions, for better or for worse. And it looks like a year of, yeah. And I can see why your oracle cards said that you had to wear a mask in front of certain people, because it seems as though some people have expectations of you, Leo. And you might care about these people and you don't know what else to do, right? You don't know what else to do, because Leos are not phonies. It's not a natural thing for them like it would be some other sign. I'm not going to mention the sign, but I'm sure you understand which sign I'm talking about. Okay, so let's move on to, oh, by the way, the keyword, in my opinion, for February would be balance. Finding that King of Cups balance. Even though the King of Cups isn't noted for their balance, that would be like Libran. It is, because he balances his heart and his mind, his desires and his logic, balances them to make that nice, even-keeled king. So let's move on to March. Okay, so moving on to March here, we do have the Scythe, which is Scorpion energy, Pluto energy. It's sort of death in its own way. We'll get back to that a little bit. We have, we have a double card, actually. All right, so we have until debt tear us apart, contracts, career, commitments. This is Saturn energy, very karmic card. And we have cycles, completion, right? So you're struggling here, Leo. You're struggling to find a balance. You want to finish something out. You want to move on to the next thing, but you're struggling with a commitment. I don't know whether it's a commitment you made to another thing in your life that you're trying to figure out whether you want to complete this thing, or a person that you don't want to disappoint. It could be either. It depends, right? But there is something you're struggling with here. But you have the Five of Wands in reverse, which is really nice actual energy. This is Saturn in Leo. Wow. Very Saturnian month, I would say, March. And Saturn is karma, it's work, it's debts. I mean, it's so many things like that, but it's lessons, right? So you have this Saturn and Leo energy. The Five of Wands in reverse is good, because it's the end of conflict, a wish to end the conflict, a truce. Could be a harmonious period, or it could be you literally just avoiding conflict. You may be trying to avoid conflict with someone about these things, about trying to, come to grips with a decision that you have to make. Either way, it is not a bad month. It looks like you have a lot going on inside. And I'll say it again, that's very stressful. It's very stressful. So, like I said, I can't say it enough. Really try to do something to keep your stress at bay, whatever that is for you. You do have the Scythe here. And the Scythe, like I said, is Scorpion energy. It's cutting something out, right? It's ending something, completing a cycle. You may be struggling with whether you want to end your cycle with something or whether you want to continue something. You may be struggling with, there's so many different things it could be for each Leo, but there is a cycle that you want to either complete or transition into something else. You are struggling here with a contract or a commitment that you have with another human being, right? This could be a family member, it could be a lover, it could be a friend, a business associate, but it's something like that here, Leo. And I would say that March I mean, honestly, March's keyword is probably Saturn. Let's move on to April. So here in April, we have the male. And, you know, for interesting, it always reminded me of Leo, right? The male, the divine masculine, right, is the sun. Whether you're male or female, right? It is the sun. It is, you know, silver, the moon, the queens, all that stuff is very female. It's very intuitive. Whether you're male or female, it's very intuitive. It's very nurturing. Where the sun, gold jewelry, Leo, you know, strength, all that stuff is very, very divine masculine. So to me, that's why I see that there, right? And here we have Leo again, because this card always reminded me, for the obvious reasons, of Leo. So it's like you're stepping into your power here, Leo, a little bit. But you have the Two of Cups in reverse. And, you know, the Two of Cups in reverse, obviously, I mean, look at the Two of Cups. This is a relationship, right? When it's in reverse, so the Two of Cups is Venus in Cancer, first of all. It could be a separation, it could be a withdrawal, it could be an imbalance. What did I say? It doesn't even have to be relationship. It can very well be a relationship that's having problems. But it also can be you being imbalanced, the two being imbalanced, the two parts of yourself being imbalanced. So it could be division and tension within yourself. This may be, that's for some of you, you may be very imbalanced this month. For others of you, your classic Leo energy here might be too much for someone. At least for this month, you may be feeling stubborn. You may be feeling that assertive energy. You maybe feel the need to control, whether it is just you or the situation. And the person that you're around or with may feel the need to push back, may not appreciate that. It's either way, right? It's either a struggle going on between two sides of you, or a struggle that's a power struggle that is going on between you and someone else. So yeah, that male symbol is definitely very Leo oriented. Okay. So let's move on to to May and June. May and June look interesting. We have a double card. This card again. Do you know how rare it is to get double cards in these readings? Very rare. I don't think the other people did so far. Granted, it's only my third reading in this series, but you've got a few of them. Okay. This is one of them. Saturn energy again. I'm telling you, you're having a very Saturnian sort of year. A lot of change, a lot of work, a lot of struggle, a lot of lessons, but a lot of movement, a lot of ground covered, right? So you have this commitment thing again, right? Contracts, career, commitment. What have you committed yourself to that you're having second thoughts about here? You could be. You have the Eye, and this is something you're seeing clearly here. In May, you are seeing something very, very clearly. You have the Magician card, and the Magician card is very Aquarius to me. All right. Some people think it's Gemini. Some people think it's Aries. To me, it's an Aquarian card because it is associated with Uranus. So, in any case, the Magician is willpower, desire, skill, ability. It's manifesting ability. It is right side up. What you see what you are capable of with this Eye. You can see it very clearly this month. You're witnessing something, you're focusing on it, you're seeing the truth. Your eyes are wide open to something. I'm not sure if you're having issues with the same person, but it looks like a good month. I think you're starting to look at your commitments, look at your skills, look at what you can accomplish, and understand something about yourself. It's going to be different for all of you, it really is. But I would say the key word is manifest this month, for sure. Okay? You're seeing something here. But we'll keep an eye on these two cards because it looks pretty interesting. So here in June, you do have the Star card, or the Star Ruin, right? And that is deep Aquarius energy. And you have the Queen of Pentacles here in reverse. The Queen of Pentacles in reverse, Saturn and Capricorn energy. More Saturn energy. I'm just saying. There is a woman It could be a woman, it could be a man, all right? There is a person in your energy in the month of June who is intolerant, can be a little self-absorbed. Now, maybe they're slipping into this energy just for this month. Maybe they're not really this way, or maybe they're this way all the time, okay? But they are sort of self-absorbed. They could be jealous. They could be a little unstable. They could be a little intolerant. Um, you know, difficult person, okay? You have avoidance here, right? Someone's behavior may be causing you to want to avoid them, or wanting to avoid an argument with them, or what, walking on eggshells around them. June seems to be their month for being unstable. I have to be honest with you. And you have the sign of Aquarius right here. You could be dealing with an Aquarian. You are being guided, though. With that ruin, you're being guided by an internal compass that you have, your North Star. Your North Star is guiding you, and you're going to get through this month pretty well. You're going to, whatever it is that this person, like I said, this could be very temporary energy. Somebody could just be going through a tough time. But whatever it is affecting you. And it seems as though with this star card, you're able to heal the situation. You're able to avoid not bucking heads with someone. You're able to avoid a lot of BS, but definitely instability would be the key word for this month. And I don't think that instability is coming from you, if that makes sense, Leo. So let's move on to July, okay? July, you have more, right? You have more decisions. Man, you have a year of decisions to make. You have decisions. You have something that you need to release. Something you definitely need to release. You have the world is your oyster here with this blank ruin. Listen, in July, you have the infinite possibility. You could do. There's so much you can accomplish, but there is the thing I think that's holding you back is you being indecisive about something. If you could be as decisive as possible this year, I think that you would get past a lot of the crap we see on the table, because here you have the Six of Wands in reverse, and Six of Wands is Jupiter and Leo. You have a lot of Leo energy on the table, by the way. I mean, do you realize how many times I mentioned the word Leo, attached to these cards? So this is Jupiter and Leo, and it is not being recognized or appreciated for something, right? And this could be in your personal life. This could be at work. You have to decide to release something or someone. You have to decide to release something or someone. Like I said, this could be a job that does not appreciate you. This could be a person that doesn't appreciate what they should appreciate. You have unlimited possibility here. Decisions lead to rewards. Stagnancy leads to nothing. Don't stagnate. Don't not make any decisions. Don't go along day to day, and not make the decisions you need to make. Make the tough ones. Do what you need to do. There's someone here that sort of holds you back a little bit. I'm not saying they're an awful person, but I'm just saying there is someone here that seems to be a stumbling block for you. Let's look at August. In August, you have here the waves ruin, and here it is. Another double card. More Leo energy. Man, you come up over and over again in this reading, right? Leo energy. And here we go. More Leo energy. The Seven of Wands, right? Wow. The Seven of Wands is Mars and Leo. In this deck, you can see the lion right there, right? Mars and Leo, success. So whatever it is you were not recognized, whatever it is you didn't receive a thank you, you didn't receive recognition, there's something that you were missing that month, you receive it in spades here, because you get success, achievement, reward, finally rewards, determination. This is determined Leo here. Look at that picture. You could see it, right? Fire energy. Look, coupled with what? Coupled with an oracle card that pretty much says the same thing. And coupled also with the waves. And the waves is being moved. Forward motion in the flow. Okay? Very nice month. Very nice month. Like that a lot. Okay, time to move on to September. Let's see. September, you have, ooh, this is called the romance. Sometimes it means romance, sometimes it doesn't. You also have distance, retreat, and you have another decision card coming in sideways here, the King of Swords. King of Swords. Sun in Aquarius. All right, so when the card comes in sideways, you have to make a decision, right? You could be dealing with a person here. This could be you, or it could be a person you're dealing with, okay? Someone who, male or female, has both sides of this card, right? And I'll explain. If the King of Swords is upright, he is reason, authority, he's disciplined, he's truthful, he's strict. He's black and white. If he is reversed, he can be dishonest, he can be controlling, he can be oppressive, he can be selfish. Could be you going through a thing, or it could be someone you're dealing with who has both sides of them coming out this month. You have to, if this is you, you have to make a sort of decision, you know. Either way, you have to make a decision. This is a decision card, and I think distancing yourself might be your best course of action. You do have this could be something to do with romance, could have something to do with your love life. So it's a connection that you have in your life. It doesn't have to be romantic. It could be a family member or a friend or a business associate. It could be someone you're involved with romantically. It is a connection you have that you have to distance yourself from in some way just to get through some sort of crap that you're going through in September. Now let's look at October. In October, you have the crossroads energy, and this is decision making energy too. A lot of decisions. You have the release card again. Look how many double cards you have. Maybe towards the end I'll just pull those cards out. But here you have the release and surrender card again, along with the crossroads energy. And you have the Queen of Swords. It's the King of Swords counterpart. It is the lighter side of air. Okay? Dare I say it's the watery side of air, especially when she's right side up like this, right? Uranus and Libra, honest, clarity, independent, using head and heart like the King of Cups, very much like the King of Cups, right? So there is a character like this. This could be you finally balancing things out. Could be. Could be. You have released and surrendered something. There is something, and this could be something from within you, or it could be somebody in your life that you have released and surrendered because you're at a crossroads. And I think you realize it. I think you realize you had to make a decision one way or the other. With the surrender card twice, you are being asked to purge something. Okay? This crossroads energy, if the crossroads energy can be very stressful unless you listen to the purge request, unless you purge something either within yourself or within your environment, okay? The amount of stress you're under this year is really going to be up to you. It's going to be up to you in these decisions you make, and it's going to be individual, right? There's not going to be any two Leos that are going through the same thing, right? So just keep that in mind. So let's look at let's look at the November and December. Here you have your higher self activation here in November, along with the female ruin. It is the opposite of the male. So you have the Princess of Pentacles here. The Princess of Pentacles is basically any earth sign in this deck. It's not specific, right? So it's any earth sign. The earth signs are obviously very grounding, very grounding. She is quiet, observant, right? She has intuitive wisdom. She sees magic in ordinary life. She feels gratitude for each step. She's stepping into wonder. It's like a very youthful energy, no matter what your age is. It's very youthful, right? And that female ruin encompasses this month, which means that masculine Leo energy takes a back seat, or better yet, okay, it mixes with this intuitive energy and creates a whole new thing. What does it create? It creates balance. We're going right back to the beginning of the reading. That balance. That balance crap has come out for you in many, many readings. It's different this time, but it's very, very prevalent. And I would say that the key word for this month is activation. You're activating something entirely new here. It does seem like there is someone here in your life that you have ongoing issues with. Not going to lie. And I'm not trying to laugh. I mean, it doesn't look like this person is absolutely awful for you. I mean, I've seen the devil in some readings where someone is really, really bad for another human being. I'm not seeing that here, but I am seeing problems, or recurring problems with this person, bumping heads with this person, for whatever reason. I hate when these cards are all messed up. Anyway, let's look at December. You have, love this for you. You have the harvest. Harvest is acquiring something. It's another reward. It could be new employment, acquiring it's something that you've worked for. It's not something that you just were handed it. I mean, it could be something like that, but more than likely it is something you aspired to. Okay, you wanted. You have action, courage, Jupiter. Love this energy. Much better than Saturn, at least to me. No, kind of Leo. It's fire energy. It's more Sagittarian energy, but it is very it is definitely action and fire, and it's more of what you like. But what I find interesting is it is coupled with the Ten of Cups in reverse. You know, the Ten of Cups in reverse is Mars and Pisces. Disagreement with someone. Listen, it could be. Listen, for all intents purposes, this is someone that you're involved with. This is could be someone else. It could be someone in your family. It could be a very, very, very close friend. But there is something you're acquiring here. There is something that you're getting. There is something that you're getting your hands on, and this person, for whatever reason, isn't particularly happy, and I'm just not sure why. It's just so weird. Is it disagreements over an acquisition? I don't know. All I know is that they may not be happy, but you are. You are. You're very happy. You're happy with what you've accomplished here by the end of the year. You just are. And if they're not happy, I don't know what to say. I mean, I guess that's their particular problem, right? Wow. Here you have, at the bottom of the deck, you have the Four of Swords in reverse. Four of Swords could be, listen, the Four of Swords could be convalescing. It could be, someone who needs to rest. What did we talk about here? More than once, right? Someone who needs to worry about their health, rest, the anxiety. This is in reverse. This is someone who may not be particularly worried about their health, not be worried about the amount of stress they're under. Maybe you need to. You have the King of Pentacles, which is very grounding energy for you. I like that. That's, Sun and Taurus energy. Beautiful energy. Very grounded, very, very stable. It looks like, whatever it is that happens this year does knock you. Look at that. Got the Ten of Pentacles. It's more good. This is having it all. You have some kind of acquisition here at the end of the year that is very, very abundant, and it does affect you long term. It's generational stuff. And you have here the Death card. This is the last card I'm going to take, even though the Eight of Pentacles isn't bad. This is the last card I'm going to take. The Death card is transition. We've seen this before, right? Scorpio energy. One thing dying, so another thing can take flight. You need this. You need to be knocked off your axis into another timeline. You I don't know. You were in a place that you didn't belong. I think by the end of the year, your higher self is activated and you're back where you should be. Because damn, you have the Death card. You have the Ten of Pentacles and you have the King of Pentacles. Granted, you're not You may not be sleeping the way you should, right? You may not be meditating the way you should. And now that I'm warning you about this, you could easily change that. You could easily change it. You could say, you know what, I got a reading that I wasn't meditating enough. I wasn't sleeping enough. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to go out of my way to do it. So it'll kind of cancel out everything I'm saying, which is why warnings are good, which I don't get why people don't like them, but they don't. It's not going to stop me from saying it though. Okay. So let's do some summarizing. All right. Cause it was a lot. Okay. So as we saw, um, as we saw in your oracle card, you were coming into the year not sharing something. It could be a thought that you had about your future. It could be a certain way you're looking at things. It could be a mask you wear for a certain person or persons in your life. But you had that Harlequin spirit that you were entering the year with, right? We also had the Green Adventurine, which we wanted you to rein in any anxiety you may have to avoid any health problems. Anxiety is a health problem if you think about it, right? So we want you to have every everything lined up, right? You could get that stone, you could meditate, you could do whatever it is you do that breaks up that stress in your mind here, Leo. Take advantage of the blank canvas you have been given this year. It's time to get your hands dirty. It just is. You had the availability for happiness and stability and balance. If you remember, I think we had the Four of Wands and was it the King of Cups? Yeah, it was the King of Cups. So that you had that in your oracle section for a reason, right? That is what's available to you, right? That's with your effort and decision making. That's what your life could be. The white buffalo calf woman, remember her? Remember we said she has come to restore balance, and that she seems to do. I mean, this whole year, it seems to be a restoration of that, right? Now, if we look at January, it was a key decision-making month, right? With our friend, the Hierophant, coming in sideways. And February seemed to be, we had a peek at some amazing balance, but some more definite decisions you are needing to make. March, we said, is very Saturnian, right? We had mentioned the need to cut something away, right? April, you have some relationship issues, or could be some issues within two sides of yourself that you're fighting with, that you're trying to figure out, right? In May, you will see something very clearly, as if for the first time. And in June, June may be very unstable for you. July is another release month. It's time to release something that month. And in August, we have a wildly successful month, which leads into September, and you're dealing with mood swings from either you or someone near you. In October, you may find yourself at a crossroads, and that's kind of like a decision-making energy as well. A lot of decisions this year for you, a lot. In October, you find yourself at that crossroads energy, but in November and December, two amazing months close out the year. And you're leaving the year with that dragon wisdom. Remember we talked about that in your oracles? The strength and the wisdom you're leaving the year with from all this is unsurpassed. It's amazing. Now let's look at your planets. I think the planets we spoke the most about, ironically, was the Sun, it was Saturn, and it was Venus, right? So the Sun obviously being your planet, the Saturn being the planet of lessons and karma, and Venus, the planet of offer, the planet of money and love. So the signs that we spoke about the most, it were Taurus, Aquarius, and Leo. And Leo, and unbelievable, like Leo was like way ahead. And it wasn't just because I kept saying Leo. I don't count the number of times I say Leo. I count the number of times that Leo was mentioned in the cards or the ruins or something like that. It has to be concrete like that. And it was at least double anything else. It was crazy how many times you came out in your own reading, right? Now, when we add up all the numbers of this reading, and including the oracles, and then we break it down, okay, we get the number 10. It's no surprise, is it? Pluto. Pluto energy. Kaboom. Poof. Big change. Death and rebirth. Pluto energy for your year. You have to be an instrument of that change, Leo. You have to be. You don't want to get stuck. You don't want to get stuck. You don't want to get left behind. You don't want to have to repeat cycles. You don't want any of that crap. You want to make solid decisions, and you want to do what you need to do. You need to get your hands dirty, and you need to get into this freaking Ten of Pentacles, King of Pentacles energy. Because this is amazing. Don't waste this energy, Leo. I will see you next time. Happy New Year.